Yes, sir.
अच्छा चलो ऑल राइट अच्छा ऑल राइट सो लेट अस स्टार्ट इट आरंभ करिबा हेलो
Yes, sir. Please. Yes, sir.
के जण आम एमती हेलुनी 4 जण बोधे अच्छा so good evening so we are all having one class today on development developmental issues also developmental issues of adolescents. So I think you all know me. Do you know me? Have you heard about me? Any idea about me?
No, sir.
No, sir. Exactly right. So I am Dr. Sadasiv Mahapatra. Sadasiv Mahapatra. So actually, I am a professor in psychology. I have completed around 52 years teaching, and I have retired from service around 17 years back. So in psychology, I am actually doing so much research work also now. 7 persons have got PhD under my guidance, and also different projects are being undertaken. So the issue for today is development and the issues in development. And remarkably, you are all teachers in Navodaya, is not it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it's a good opportunity to meet you all young, smart, young talents. So Navodaya is a very good school among all other type of schools in India, and the students are also doing very good results. From Navodaya products are very good also. So Navodaya is a typical school system where the students they are always in the residential forum. So naturally, the teachers in Navodaya school they share more headaches than the other school teachers because they are teaching in the classroom. Also, they are dealing with the problems of the students after the class. Also, as a residential school system, since they are the nearby residents, so they have to handle the issues other than when the students face in the premises. So therefore, the Navodaya teachers they are having more responsibilities uh, for the students. So now let me tell you why this teaching is being given or why this program is being arranged. So Navodaya student teachers they are handling students who are mostly in adolescence, and adolescence is the most critical period of life. So it is a type of it's a juncture, you can say. So in adolescence, if little care not given, the child is going astray, or the child is losing the career, losing the dream of life also. So the responsibility goes to the teachers because they are not only teaching in the classroom, they are also guiding them beyond classroom. Therefore, the teachers should know what are the issues. So, as I told you, adolescent is a very critical period of life. So, at any moment, the students may slip away from the expected path. So, now let me first tell you what is adolescence. You must be knowing all about adolescence. You can all tell about adolescence. Let me now ask you to be clear whether you really know what adolescence is. So I must ask Gati Krishna, you are the first person who came to the class. So Mr. Gati Krishna, you tell me, what is adolescence? How could you know adolescence?
Sir, it is a period of the students, those who are attending near about 12 to 13 years, and it is started from their distance. And it,
Well, 13 from 13, then ending. If it is 12 to 13, ending where?
up to the 18th, sir.
Anybody else?
It's up to 19, I think.
So actually, when you say adolescence, this means it is a stage reaching adulthood. So adolescence is otherwise called as teenage. So teenage, a very easy way of defining teenage. So teen means starting from 10. So 10 plus 1, 11, 10 plus 2, 12, but 10 plus 3, 13. 3, 10, 13. 4, 10, 14. 5, 10, 15. It goes to 9, 10, 19. Then it's end. So here, 10 to 19, you take as the adolescent stage. So this, then the question is, if you start at 10, why this 11, 12 not included? They are not teenage people, so there is no teen use there. 13, 14, but no teen in this 11, 12 like that. So now I have said 10, 11, 12. These 3 years, they are the stage of puberty stage. And puberty, that's a borderline stage. So childhood and adolescence, the borderline age, transitional area, the borderline age is 11, 12, starting from 10. So ordinarily, we say 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, they are the adolescent age. But actually, according to World Health Organization, adolescent age is 10 to 19. So because we say teenage, it starts with 10 and 10 with a number. 10 plus 1, 10 plus 2, 10 plus 3, 10 plus 4, up to 10 plus 9. Then 10 plus 10, 20. 20 means adolescent is now merging with adulthood, early adulthood. So adolescence, as you know, is a turmoil period starting with 10. And the adolescent stage is marked with many different issues also. So when you say it extends from 10 to 19 years, and it is marked by not only rapid physiological or rapid physical or biological changes, but also by rapid psychological, emotional, and social changes. This means adolescent means it is a period of rapid changes in the body. So no, from the very birth we are changing. Changing is very always there with us, but very quick changing, or you can say a lot of changes are occurring in this stage, that is your adolescent stage. And here the changes are very remarkable. The physical changes or the biological changes, the psychological changes, the emotional changes, the social changes, all these changes, they are occurring very quickly in the system, in the body, also in the mind. So now uh, the first it starts with onset of puberty. The onset of puberty, you can say, is the hallmark of the stage of adolescence, or you can say that the puberty whistles the onset of adolescence. So in the puberty, as you know, the puberty as the word is derived, it indicates a type of maturity. So the child, as you know, the developmental stage of the child or the or a person also, as we are all included, the stages are like set up in infancy or babyhood. Infancy is up to 1 to 2 year, babyhood 1 to 3 year. So babyhood covers infancy. Then childhood was zero, that is 1 to 12 years. Childhood covers both infancy, babyhood, and then adolescence. It covers childhood also. Now you see, it comes to 12 years, but 10, 11, 12, it covers also from childhood. So now you see, adolescence overlaps childhood, childhood overlaps babyhood, babyhood overlaps infancy. So we are having different stages: infancy, babyhood, childhood, adolescence, adulthood. That is also early adult, middle adulthood, late adulthood. Then you come to old age. Earlier, the old age was, people are saying 60 means people are getting old. We are saying a college hosta 60. I mean, in college you go 60 is enough. That was being told earlier. But now, 60 is still in your late youth stage, I mean, late adulthood. And here today now, 80 is being taken as adulthood, I mean, old age. So now see about this adolescence. It's a period of turmoil, overlapping childhood and starting with puberty. So puberty makes the end of childhood. So puberty means there is a significant development in the body and mind of the person. So the puberty starts with growth spurt. Growth spurt, SPURT, growth spurt means sudden increase in growth of the adolescent. This growth indicates height increases, this growth increases, weight increases, the growth increases, the body expands, different organs in the body they grow and mature also. So all these changes they take place in the beginning of puberty. So now the question is, we are reading growth spurts and also that is a part of development. So before that you should be sure that what is development, what is growth. Can anybody just give me an idea about development and growth? How do they differentiate? Dr. Priyanka, can I ask you, how can you differentiate growth and development? Dr. Priyanka, you are there. I am reading your name. Any idea? No. Megha, any idea? Development, growth,
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
what?
So growth, we can measure the development, growth, but we cannot measure the growth. Sorry. We can measure the growth, but we cannot like height and weight, but we cannot measure the development like mental development, cognitive development, and etc.
Oh, only the measuring difficulties you are indicating. Is there anything else? Thank you, Megha. Thank you.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else?
Welcome, sir.
Anybody else who can just give an idea about different growth and development? So now see, growth and development, the difference is very significant. Growth is not continuous. development continuous. Growth is not very organized, development is organized, proportionate. Suppose you are having some swelling in the body. One thing, everybody, if I can speak in Odia, you are all fine. Anybody who doesn't follow Odia, don't understand Odia? Anybody?
No, sir, most of the people are from outside only, sir.
So you see,
Myself in supervise.
okay, all right. So while giving example, Odia example could have been better understood, therefore I'm telling. So now see, English I'm saying, suppose you are having a swelling in the body. That's a growth. But development is uniform. Development is continuous. Development is organized. Development is harmonious. Development follows a principle. But a growth doesn't. Growth is not uniform. Growth is not continuous. So now this spot of activity, we are always developing. From birth to death, people are developing also. Development is there. But growth is limited. You are growing in height, limited. So growth is a part of development. But growth is not development. Development is progressive. Development is only progressive. Growth are not only progressive. So now see, the development in the human being is always progressive. So one is developing, then he can't come back. One goes from infancy to babyhood, to childhood, to adolescence. Then from adolescence he cannot come to babyhood. Progressive. So now see, in this development process, there is quick growth spot or growth activities, fast growth in the body, while puberty is coming up. And puberty is indicated through quick growth changes, maybe height, maybe weight, or maybe development organs, like that. So now, apart from growth spot, which is an indicator of puberty also, and the growth, the physical development in the adolescent is first indicated by the growth spurt or sudden growth in the body. Secondly, it is identified or is marked by hormonal changes. So, the hormonal changes are very significant. So, which also arise along with the growth and stimulate the sexual characteristics in the adolescence. And significantly, 3-4 hormones are very much relevant while we take about hormonal changes for discussion. The first set of hormone is gonadotropic release hormones, or that is called GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. That is a hormone which is produced by hypothalamus. In the brain, human brain, below the cortex, we're having thalamus, hypothalamus, and hypothalamus control major activities, that is emotion, your also digestive system, your physiological system, that is controlled by mostly hypothalamus. And this hypothalamus is now secreting, it is producing the gonadotropin releasing hormones, that is DRS hormone. And this hormone then starts changing your pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland is called the master gland. There are many glands in the body: pituitary, pineal, thyroid, thyroid. So all these glands are the adrenal, so many glands. And these glands are there. So when the gonadotropin is released by hypothalamus, now it is going to activate the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland immediately it lets out two hormones. One is luteinizing hormone or LS, and other is follicle stimulating hormone or FSH. One is LS, other is FSH. And these two hormones are very much responsible, or they are very much, they are the cause for further pivotal hormones which comes during adolescence. And these two hormones, LH and FSH, so both the hormones, they stimulate the testes in the boys, and thereby they produce a hormone called testosterone hormone. And this hormone causes various changes in the boys. Similarly, these two hormones, LH and FSH, they also activate the ovaries in the girls and stimulate the two hormones, estrogen and progesterone. So now see, the hormone is testosterone in males, and the hormone is estrogen and progesterone in females. Sometimes we say androgen, estrogen is type of that hormone. So this, testosterone is that type of hormone which incites all the masculine characteristics in the body. And the estrogen incites all the feminine characteristics in the body. So now here, due to these two hormones, like one is testosterone, other is estrogen, then remarkably the boys and girls, they differ in their appearance. And these two hormones not only change the appearance, they change a lot. They change a lot in their mental process also. So now see, the testosterone is contributing to sexual characteristics in the males, boys. And to this, the sexual characteristics involve like size of penis, the appearance of hair in the body, armpit hair, chest hair, the mustache hair. That is all caused by this hormone. At the same time, estrogen and progesterone also, they also act on the female body, that is enlarging the breast in girls, and also the body hair distribution, the pubic hair, the hair in the armpit, also the hair in the chest. So that's the sexual characteristics. The hormonal changes, they lead towards sexual changes, sexual characteristics. So now, the boys and the girls, they differentiate themselves. We are different. We are something exclusive. So now, these changes, if not occurring, there will be a lot of psychological problems also. I'm giving an example. So usually the testosterone is operating, that is changing size of the penis, also the hair, mustache, all these things. Suppose a boy is not developing mustache, then there will be some type of insecurity develops. And the girls also at the same time, the estrogen that leads to development of breast. If not developed, if the girls not having the breast development properly, they also have some impurity. So now these structural sexual sex characteristics, these structural changes, if not adequately made, there may be significant effect on their behavioral aspects. So now, during this puberty, which is the onset of adolescence, we could see that there is a growth spurt, there is hormonal changes, and there is also sexual changes or onset of sexual characteristics. Next, to come to brain function. In the adolescence, we find the development of brain is also very quick and almost complete. Almost, not complete. Not fully complete, is almost complete. It means majorly complete. And here, although the physical changes are complete towards late adolescence, but still the brain continues to develop. Now see, towards the late adolescence means towards the age 18, 19, the physical development is almost complete. The height, the weight, and your development of organs, the body size, almost complete. And also apart from that, your sexual development like size of penis, breast, or the development of mustache, development of hair in the pubic hair or pit hair, all is the hair development, hair growth, hair distribution, almost complete. But the brain is developing. Brain developing, 80% developing. But still then, the brain continues to develop for a longer period of time. Even if in a post-adolescence, the brain developing. But significantly, it happens. The child is physically mature, but not mentally. Sometimes you find there are some children, your teachers in a school, you must be observing this. Some students that look like big persons, physically very mature, but mentally they are still immature. And it's mentally immature means in their cognitive aspect, their thinking level, in their perception level, in their judgment level, in their decision taking level, they are not very mature. Also, in their emotional level, how to behave, what type of what appropriate of emotion they should choose, where to be angry, where to be happy, where to smile, where not to smile. So all these things are emotional development. So they still lack it, even though they are physical mature. So now, this happens because the brain is still developing. And the brain develops. Gradually this system, cognitive level, emotional level, they also become very precise. So brain developing So then how can you say that the brain has developed? Because now the major function we're doing at the behavioral level, the cognitive, or the emotional level, the all the major thinking, decision making. We're reading in the classroom, we're doing mathematics, we're remembering things, writing things, recalling. So who is doing this? So all these things are done by frontal lobe. The cortex has different lobe areas. So the frontal lobe, that is actually the front side of the cortex, that is responsible for all the higher activities. And one area is there that is called prefrontal cortex. In the frontal lobe, one area is there that is called prefrontal cortex. And this prefrontal cortex, this area in the frontal lobe, is responsible for decision. It decides, it controls the impulse. And this development of prefrontal cortex may continue till 25 years. And here you find the students in the classroom when they're adolescents. They are reading very well. They are doing problems nicely, but not able to use proper emotion. Or sometimes you find they are also not very rational. So this emotional adjustment or the irrationality, that is requiring further brain development, mental development. So now see, there is a gland there in the brain. There is a system called limbic system. Limbic means border. That's dot in the border, midbrain, and that is the cortex, upper brain. At the border between the brain, a cortex, that is the limbic area. Limbic means border area. The limbic system has so many glands also, like so many parts, like septal area, septum, like amygdala, so many areas are there. There is one part, amygdala, which is very important for us. And the amygdala, as you know, is a part in the limbic system to which we call the accelerator in the brain. It behaves like accelerator. So the amygdala, it has a significant role in emotion. So it is responsible for higher emotionality. And the adolescents, when they are disturbed, under stress, immediately amygdala responds. And amygdala makes them very emotional, very impulsive. They behave with higher emotionality. They behave in an illogical, irrational way. They behave in an impulsive way. And this also impacts their social relationship. This amygdala, as a part of brain, is very, very significant in the behavioral system. Normally, all the sensations we are receiving, or all the informations we are receiving in the body, maybe visual, maybe tactual, maybe so many olfactory, maybe so much informations. And normally the information, it goes to frontal cortex. As I told you, frontal lobe, frontal cortex. And this frontal cortex of the brain is responsible for thinking, planning, decision making about the sensory input. But in a stressful situation, when you are under stress, these inputs that you get from the sensory glands, they directly go to amygdala, which deals with emotions, and it deals bypassing the frontal lobe. It bypasses the frontal lobe, frontal cortex, and activates the fight or flight response. Either fight or you fight or run. The fight response. So here, in this situation, immediately the person reacts, memorizing his past experience. Earlier, how did he behave? Suppose when he saw something, he was running away. So now, he now remembers running, so starts running. Sometimes you're talking, and you became hot, became emotional, you run away. That was sometimes immature reaction. So now these type of reactions, based on past memories in such a situations, are impulsive actions, and these are all produced by amygdala. And now, next we find another thing in the development system, that is regarding the development brain is there, the development hormone is there, the development of physical characteristics is there, or height, weight, everything is there. But now the important thing is this. So all these things are dependent or contingent on eating well, sleeping well, and doing physical exercise, etc. This means we should be developing, or we can develop well only when we accept the three mantras. What are the three mantras? One is eat well. You have to eat well. That means this healthy physical development requires such healthy habits. And these healthy habits depend on the three mantras. And when you say that eat well, then what you will eat? So that depends on your nutrition. And also sleep well. And how much rest you are taking. Then also exercise. How much physical activity you are doing. So these things are very important. And these things are there significantly occurring through development in adolescence. First of all, let us see eat well. So since adolescence is a period of rapid growth, not only physical, also cognitive aspect. So nutrition and a balanced food is very important. So as you know, in Gita, Bhishma was asked that why could you keep quiet when something wrong happened in Kurusava? He told, because I was eating wrong food, then I could not think of the good thing. So naturally food, type of food that determines your behavior. Your cognitive changes, cognitive behavior, cognitive pattern, thoughts process, perception, that also depends on the food you eat. So here the type of food you are going to say. So since these adolescents are moving towards independence, they want to eat whatever they like. They want to move whenever they like. So they are fond of fast food. mother's food, mother doing so well in the house, but they prefer the fast food. They're independent. They can move with peers, friends in the night. They can go spend time in TV, in mobile. But these are unhealthy types. So now, these three mantras are to be considered when they have to focus on nutrition. So what is nutrition? So nutritional requirements that are addressing the growth needs, that is indicating the substantial food that you have to take. It is found that the adolescent girls and the boys, they are very much influenced by the peers, their friends. So in that way, the boys, they prefer the fast food more. Fast food, processed food, soft drinks. On the other hand, very peculiar things happens in the girls. The girls also, they are pressurized to conform to peer pressure, peer effects. The peers. I think you are no, you are very much clear on the word peer. You know what is peer? Peer means age mates, classmates, contemporary. Or the peer pressure. And the girls, they take food less. Even if they are having hunger, they have they require food, but they take because they want to be thin. Because this peer they want, society wants, peers want lean beauty, lean thin. So the adults and girls feel pressure to conform to peer pressure and social pressure to look thin, and thereby ending up having imbalanced diets, which ultimately affects their health. Then now, the question is what food you should eat. So ordinarily we take food, rice in the day and mostly bread in the night also. And in the breakfast we take some fruits also. So the rice we take, it provides carbohydrates. And the banana and the fruit we take in the breakfast, it provides potassium. And the carrot we take, it provides vitamin A. So all these things. So the rice, the bread, the wheat, they gives us carbohydrate, and also apart from that, the fruits becomes the vitamins, and we take also non-veg, we get protein, the protein from the veg non-veg side also, and you take also the minerals. So all these things we get from the fruit, from the food we are used to take. And you find that in the food which we have been using traditionally since long, thousand years back, our ancestors, they decided, they choose which are good for us, which are good for the health or not. Why should you take rice? Why should you take bread? Why should they take milk? Why the fruits? Why not the fast food? Why not the canned foods or canned juices? So because these are all healthy items. These are all experimented healthy items running over generation. But now we find this choice of food is also having regional effects. For example, in Rajasthan, we are having dal bati. You go to Ahmedabad, Maharashtra, you will have some type of food. You come to Bengal, a type of food. In South India, you will find a different type of food, dosa like. So, dosa sambar, that is mostly in South Indian food. So here the regional choice is there. But here the government of India then emphasizes the balanced food as the wholesome food that includes cereals, proteins, vegetables, fruits, and dairy, milk. So adequately, so now see, these have been prescribed by Government of India to the students, to the adolescents, and also in your school hostel, school dining. If somebody is in charge, he must be seeing the food items, and the food items are like this, as prescribed. The items are also there, including all these things. But now the thing is, should they take all the items all the time? No. Some items should be taken adequately, enough. Those items are cereal, those items are pulses, those items are milk products. You take adequately. That will help your health to develop better. And some foods liberally, like vegetable and fruits. Liberally, you become liberal. You live as much you like. But some fruit, some food you take adequately, and some food you take liberally, and some food you take moderately. The moderately you should take, they are the meat or meat products. And apart from these three, nowadays the independent adolescents, they are not very much caring about adequately, liberally, or moderately use of foods. They take some food sparingly. That is fast food, ice cream, canned juice. So they are taking, and these foods are should be taken also sparingly. Sparingly means very occasionally. So here now see there is a prescription allotting substantial food or nutritious food for the students in the school, Navodaya school, and here, and you have to select what type of food you give adequately, what type of food you give moderately, what liberally, or sparingly. So here the choice of food involves variety, and you have to choose according to the need of the body, or which one is the more health relevant. The person is having some type of vitamin deficiency, so he must take some vitaminous food. So all these things should be properly chosen. But sometimes we find the food intake, the nutritious food, vitaminous food, or substantial food is not given to students, or the students are not able to get it. And even the teachers in the residential schools, you should see that what are the causes and how can you ensure good service of foods. So now there are some reasons for which the eat well habit is affected. For example, lack of time to eat properly. ତରବରରେ ଖାଉଛନ୍ତି. So eating very hastily. So no time or lack of time to eat properly. Secondly, unavailability of healthy food. The healthy food not available. Thirdly, ease of access. And the food is not You're not able to, you're not accessible, you're not getting the area. Again, the problem is cost. You are not able to pay the cost. Very high cost. And also availability of fast food. Sometimes this is not available, and the adverse consequences are not immediately visible. There are other factors also. Other people, other observers, they have also indicated that the time factor, the financial constraint, the convenience, the perceived peer norm that determine the adolescent eating habits. So this can be considered as barriers to healthy eating. If there are the barriers, which one can facilitate? So the facilitators of healthy eating are availability of healthy foods and your affordability, your family support, and the desire to take care of one's physical appearance, and the willpower. So these factors are guiding factors to develop your good eating habits so that you can eat well. So the eating healthy, if you got all this good food at your door, or if you got all the good foods in your hostel, then how can you eat healthily? So now here you have routine habits. Take a balanced food with the protein, carbohydrates, fat, vitamin and mineral. Secondly, take fresh fruits. Take homemade juice rather than packaged juice. Packaged juice is always harmful. Thirdly, avoid sugary processed packaged food. Fourthly, take water regularly. Fifthly, eat healthy snacks like nuts, fruits, dates, salad. Sixthly, prefer baked food, grilled food and boiled food over fried foods. This means don't take fried foods. You can take boiled food, you can take baked food, but not fried foods. Eighth, avoid very spicy, oily, very sour or sweet food. These are bad for health. Ninth, ensure proper proteins of your food. Proper portions, I mean, ensure proper portions of your food means so adequate protein, adequate carbohydrate, adequate vitamin with the proper portions are ensured. Avoid watching television or using mobile while eating. That's a bad habit nowadays. Using TV, looking at TV and eating. Avoid that. Also, some people are very quickly eating, swallowing. That's bad. So eat slowly. Chew. Each bite of your food properly. Then these are so moderation is the key to healthy eating. So you have a moderate habit. Suppose you are having such a habit which is not conducive. So you can change it slightly. You can modify, you can moderate. So these are the eating healthy habits you have to ensure. At the same time, when you are going to eating well, there has to be mindfulness in eating. So mindfulness refers to focusing on present moment or awareness without judgment. This means you are going to take some food, you are eating. So you focus on the food. So while eating, need not talk, need not do something else. You should focus. So because when you focus on eating, you enjoy eating. And when you focus on eating, you also this prevents overeating. So here in the eating time, you become very conscious of your habit, and this mindfulness, when applied to eating, involves paying attention to what you are eating in terms of texture, smell, sight, taste, etc. Whatever you are eating, what is the texture of how it smells, how it tastes. So all these things you know only when you are mindful. If you are very hasty, quickly grabbing, swallowing, then you cannot say this, know the taste. You cannot get the smell. So that is only guaranteed through mindfulness. So when you eat, become mindful. You should have no judgment about the food. Without the judgment, whatever you get, take happily. You appreciate. So how the food has been prepared, how it is being served, so how it is being launched, everything you appreciate. So thereby you can get the benefit of food. As you know, foods are very necessary, like the vehicles you are using. Suppose you are using a car or a scooter. So here you require the petrol, similar, just like the body, you are requiring the food. And also at the same time, you are not going to use the vehicle because you need the rest, need rest for the vehicle also. Suppose you are running a car, the car will get hot if you go continuously 200 kilometers or more than that. So have some rest. In the bike also are going, take some rest. Similarly, your body requires rest. You took the vehicle, in the vehicle you took petrol, in your body you took food. You know, if you are using bad petrol mixed with kerosene, something has to be done in the petrol pump nowadays. The petrol is not pure, then the vehicle also gets affected, gets trouble. There's engine trouble. So if you take bad food to your body, your engine trouble there. This means your body will have some problems like disease. Your mind also will have some peculiar thought habits. The cognitive fields also will be affected. Emotion will be affected. Some foods they determine the control over your emotion also. You know, in our Vedic culture, you have Sattvika food, Tamasika food, Rajasika food, all the varieties. Sattvika food always gives you all the benefits. Rajasika food gives you aggression. Tamasika food gives you laziness. So food has its own control over our behavior, over emotion. Anyway, so like the pauses you give to your vehicles, you have to give pauses to your body also. And that pause to your body you call rest. And the rest is done through sleep. So here, when you sleep adequately, you give adequate rest. So sleep adequately doesn't mean that you sleep like Kumbhakarna. 3 months sleeping, getting up, or 6 months sleeping, getting 6 months like that. Not that. So sleep must be also regulated. Therefore, the next mantra is sleep well. The teachers in the essential schools should ensure, make visit to the hostel, mess. What is the rising time of the students? When they sleep, when they get up. and this should be very much regulated. So sleep doesn't only indicate stopping of activity, it also indicates a time for repair, a time for rejuvenation. So when you are going to take rest, your body cells are getting repaired and the new cells are being created, rejuvenated. So now the sleep is very important. As I told you, they like a machine to be maintained. We give regular servicing to the vehicle also. Servicing. Therefore, we also require servicing to the body system. And this servicing is mostly balanced by adequate sleep system. Now, sleep serves many functions to our immune system, to our metabolism, to our respiratory and cardiovascular functions. So, lack of sleep makes you prone to illness, that changes your metabolism and cardiac health also. Also in memory, due to lack of sleep, we are having memory effect. There is no memory concentration, forgetting, the cognition, emotion, and other psychological process like the feelings or the thought process, that also gets affected. Therefore, it is very important for the physical, cognitive, and psychological health and functioning. And sleep has a great implications on these activities. We can say that on the other hand, poor sleep may lead to physical health problem. Poor sleep may lead to impairment in cognitive and psychological functioning. And if a person doesn't sleep adequately, there will be psychological problem like psychiatric disorders. So while treatment, when the doctors, psychologists or psychiatrists, they treat patients, they give medicine for sound sleep first. Let the patient sleep properly. By sleeping properly, half of the disease is gone. So sleep is relevant. Are you all hearing? Am I audible? All are hearing comfortably?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, audible.
Thank you. Thank you. So now, the ideal sleep recommendation we can make for these adolescents, for the students, it could be 8 to 10 hours. But the students should sleep for 10 hours because at this stage, there is very much likely to sleep also. Some people want to sleep more also. Many adolescents sleep less due to various reasons. And the sleeping less could be caused by study pressure or could be caused by talking, gossiping with friends, or maybe caused by mobile laptop used in the night, maybe caused by watching TV. So there are many causes for which the sleep is affected. So the sleep deprivation in adolescence, we usually ascribe to external factors. So beyond their control also, there are some factors which is not in their control, like family habits, like social demand. That also have a controlling effect on the amount of sleep an adolescent takes. So these some social factors are the behaviors and expectations from friends and parents. Suppose the friends they want you to sleep at 12 o'clock. The friends want you to read up to 1 o'clock. These friends they want you to go to picture in the night. So the behavior is now determined by social factors. That's the behavior of other friends. Sometimes the parental rules, the parents say 9 o'clock you sleep. Or you are having a lot of studies pending. Parents say no, 9 minutes also sleep. That also happen. So the parental role, family habits or parents' expectation, social habits, they influence the sleeping habits. So how can you facilitate or help the night sleep to a good one? First of all, regularity helps the body to grow and helps in your study performance. Now see, so you must be regular. So as you are taking bath, doing prayer, doing day's work, routine wise, similarly also you make sleep routine wise, a regular basis. This means go to sleep and wake up at regular time. One. Secondly, do some exercise in the morning, sunlight, so that you are getting vitamins, vitamin D. And when you get in the morning and do some exercise, you feel rejuvenated. Thirdly, follow a sleep routine. So remember when your mother was putting you in a sleep when you were a baby, singing lullaby or reading a story when you were a small baby. Like that, the adolescent was a small baby, he could remember, he could recall what the mother was doing, that she was compelling to sleep. And the mother was through her lullaby or singing or storytelling was imposing a sleeping routine on you. And that routine, the consistent routine has significance also. And it prepares your body to sleep by signaling your brain that is bedtime now. So that habit, that routine habit, it prepares you to sleep, indicating your brain that it is a sleep time, bedtime. So, therefore, thirdly, you make your sleep routine. And fourthly, limit your screen time before bedtime, before going to bed. So, you limit your gadgets or electronics, mobile, laptop, also like that. Because these things, they hammer your sleep. So, don't use that before going to sleep. Then, fifth, avoid eating late. Sometimes after eating also they drink coffee, tea. Stop it. So avoid this. Avoid eating late. Avoid taking this warm drink, hot drink. So sixth, prepare a sleep environment. That is very important. When you sleep, you should see that the room is quiet, the dim light, no noise or disturbance. Like in a soft music, there can be people going to bed. So accordingly, you prepare a good environment for sleep. That is sleep environment. Next, bed is for sleep purpose only. Don't associate bed with anything else, whether it's reading, playing games, etc. When you go to bed, never start reading there. Never do any play habits there also, playing game also there. Never. And lastly, the ninth one or eighth one, the eighth one, if your sleep breaks, sometimes while you are sleeping, sometimes sleep is breaking and you get up. नींद नहीं लगता है ना नींद लागू नहीं so one gets up. No. Even if the sleep is breaking, you don't get up. You still continue. You still put yourself in the bed. So these are the things which the adolescents should remember. And the teachers, they can either speak to the students or can ensure the habits in them so that the sleep will be good. And as you know, the sleeping disturbance causes worries. And here, many students, because of worries in mind, they also do not sleep. So you can convince the students that worry, like the worry, hurry, curry, so all these things. So they are all giving you headache. So now the worry gives you all the headaches. So now you tell the students within worries, you say that a worry is just like the clouds in the sky. The cloud is not standing somewhere still, it moves around. The cloud goes away and the sky, the beauty of sky again is shown. So worry comes for a while. It has come, it will go. So don't think much about the worry. The teacher should tell the students whether the students who are in worries should be away from that. So the next mantra is doing exercise. So exercise indicates your physical activity. It gives better physical development. And adolescents in today's world, they are having their gadgets, having more screen time, tend to have sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary lifestyle means they are putting themselves in inactive stage, silent stage. So because of their screen habits, they spend time sitting only in one position. So focusing eyes. So this leads to sedentary lifestyle. This creates problem. So avoid this lifestyle. The longer duration of sedentariness leads to potent health problem apart from obesity. So here it is reported that the physical inactivity and sedentary habits or sedentary behavior can lead to chronic diseases, can lead to mortality, can lead to reduced productivity. And it is some studies have indicated, as far as I remember, the persons who are spending more of the time in the computer, in one posture, they are losing their productivity, fertility, and also many diseases, many organic malfunctioning, they accrue to sedentary styles. So here, this indicates adequate exercise is indispensable. So here, the teachers in the Navodaya should ensure or should promote physical activity among students. And this could involve comprehensive approach involving healthcare professionals, may involve parents, teachers. They can provide interventions inculcating good exercise habits in adolescents. They must watch, observe, then calm, they can intervene, they can ask them to do exercise, ask them to play, so all these things. So here, now, how to develop the exercise habit? Now see, so as I have told you, daily routine of the student is a very important habit. The teachers should inculcate the habit of routine making in students, like your class routine, your school routine, indicating classes after classes. You should also ask the students to make routine about their study preparation, about their day whole preparation. So here from morning assembly you are making in the school, prayer you are making in the school. Similarly, you must ensure daily routine for exercise for the students in the school also. And here there are some ways how to, there are 4-5 ways how to develop the exercise habit in the students. Number one, so make it compulsory for students to participate in sports. So depending on their ability, you must encourage them to participate in sports and also reward them for their participation. Therefore, their habit for exercise will increase. Number two, build a school culture of promoting physical fitness. So these are the implications for teachers and students all. So if you are having a school culture, means so you have a defined way of doing exercise and sports, then the staff and students, they all get the benefit. In the exercise, staff also take part. Thirdly, include yoga also. Include yoga, the daily activities. So, yoga has been much emphasized nowadays. And the yoga system is a contribution of Sanatana Dharma coming around 6,000 years. Nowadays, it has been also included in Olympics, Yoga Olympiad, and also syllabus included nowadays. Yoga gives you body movements, make body free body movements, makes you good oxygen, makes your body in a balanced form. So that must be ensured in the school. And lastly, make exercise including yoga and sports a fun activity. You increase this practice as a fun activity, means the students should always be doing yoga, doing exercise, playing like a fun, no restriction. So playing matches are predefined. But doing here fun like you are free. Enjoy. Nowadays laughter is a practice in yoga. Laughter is a medicine. So laughing, you laugh freely. That is also helping your health. Similarly, this type of things are necessary for body development. As I told you now, all these things, sleep well, eat well, do good exercise. These are all these three mantras. They are very good for your physical development. Now come to cognitive development. And like three mantras, then I can add another mantra that also think well. So thinking well, you can think well only when you are having good cognitive development. Cognitive means your perception, your thoughts. So now you see the cognitive development. As I told you earlier, the food habit, sleep habit, they are also contributing to your cognitive development. The cognitive development has been argued by two persons. One is Piaget. He has a theory of cognitive development. He has told that under 4 5 stages, he has described the development in the child and the last development stage, that is formal discipline, that comes under the adolescence. Piaget told that cognitive development occurs through two processes. One is assimilation, other is accommodation. They say that when you are developing, we develop some cognitive map or we develop some mental structures which is called a schema. This mental structure, this cognitive map or this schema is in children. And the schema development formation is controlled by two processes, assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation means receiving new information from the environment. In the environment, when interacting, you get new information. That is assimilation. You are assimilating to the existing one. You have some idea. Now any new idea comes and the new idea is now incorporated. That is assimilation. So now the accommodation is another process. In accommodation, now you see, in the assimilation, the schema is formed. The mental structure is formed in assimilation because of adding, incorporating, accepting, or assimilating information about the environment. Now in accommodation, we try to modify the existing schema or the existing structure because of the new input. So we have some fixed schemas, but now because of new information, our exposure to environment, we get new information, now we accommodate. When that schema is now getting modified. So this way, we have to say the cognitive development occurs. And the adolescents are in the formal operational stage of cognitive development, which is the last stage of cognitive development in human beings. This means in this stage, cognitive development more or less gets complete. In this stage, there is emergence of abstract reasoning. In this stage, there is emergence of hypothetical thinking. So at this stage, they move towards adult style of thinking. They think like adults. So in this formal stage, the students or the adolescents, they are having abstract reasoning and optical thinking. However, these days, despite development in abstract form, there are some limitations because the child suffers from egocentrism. There is egocentrism in thinking. The child thinks that he is unique. His thoughts are special. He is specially beautiful, specially talented. He's special. So this type of thinking may sometimes occur, self-love. So now the child also feels I am unique, but nobody is able to understand me. So this egocentrism thinking also leads to adolescent risk behavior. That is, they go for or they're engaged in unprotected sex. They use drugs. They use substances. They make rash driving because they always think that they're special. And they feel nothing can happen to them. Even while going for sex or while going for rash driving or while taking drugs, they feel nothing can happen to them. They're special. So this type of thinking, this extreme form of thinking, it comes in adolescence. And the egocentrism makes them very much self-conscious and feels others are watching them. How they look to others, how he appears to others, how others think about him. So all these things come to mind. This self-centrism and egocentrism or much of self-orientation activates amygdala. I told that part in the brain, amygdala. And the amygdala creates impulsive behavior. So the impulsive behavior that creates stress in them. And when it creates in them, then it affects their behavior. And in adolescence, because of these habits, sometimes they go into the company of wrong people and develop bad habits also. So the teacher should always have strong attention, take deep notice on that. There is all scope for them to stay away. I have seen in America during my many times visit. I have seen there the great problem in America is undue pregnancy. Where the girl is reading in the class 8th, 9th, now she is pregnant. The parents do not know. And in America, the children have their separate room where parents cannot go. Separate bed, separate room, separate bathroom. And I had read one article there, then an incident there. The girl delivered a baby, putting some drugs to the child and getting her in sleep and going to class and coming. Then after coming, giving breastfeeding. And suddenly, at one day, there was some miscalculation. The child cried, and the mother of the girl was surprised that who is crying in the house. Then he reluctantly, hesitantly, though not permitted, the girl is not there, therefore, but hesitantly she entered the girl's room, daughter's room, and found a child in the bathroom. That happens a great headache because the adolescent girls and boys in America, they go for free sex. And unwedded mothers are a great problem there in America and many European countries, which is very less in India. So therefore, that happens because of these wrong habits of children, their cognitive problem. So like Piaget, another man, that is Vygotsky, he had a theory of cognitive development. So he told that sociocultural influence is very vital for cognitive development. And this sociocultural influence leads to cognitive development mediated by, it is mediated by acquired beliefs, values, and cognitions that we get from our interaction with others. So now let's say that the cognitive development is mostly through acquired beliefs, values, attitudes from others. And Vygotsky says that the cognitive development bases on the interactions, social interactions, and is manipulated in two ways. One is proximal development, other is scaffolding. Proximal development means the potential of a person to develop maximum or the limit of this development. That is zone of proximal development, ZPD, the potential area of development that the child can reach. And there is scaffolding, another factor which contribute. Scaffolding means that when the student or the child is mixing with another of the peer group, another bright peer, or mixing with the teacher, or mixing with somebody more relevant, having more knowledge. So the knowledgeable adults, or the peers, can have provided a guided learning to co-construct knowledge or to develop knowledge so that he can reach ZPD quickly. So here, the language as a cultural tool also helps in cognitive development. So now, here you could see the cognitive development, how it occurs, all these things. Now I come to learning and intelligence. So learning is very important, and I told you that adolescent brain is still developing, and this has implication in the learning also. Learning and intellectual development, because developing, we cannot say that in adolescent one is fully developed in learning and intelligence. The frontal lobe, as I told you, specifically the prefrontal cortex, is responsible for high cognitive function like planning. Is anybody want to does anybody want to speak anything like this? Anybody? Hello. So now here uh, actually the prefrontal cortex is gradually maturing, and here the planning, executive functions, problem solving, judgment, impulse control, risk assessment. So all these things are not yet fully matured. Therefore, there is a possibility that the adolescent can have irrational and impulsive decision, can engage in risky behavior. As I told you there earlier, you can find difficulty in understanding emotion of others. And the amygdala is there, as I told you earlier, which is the center of emotion of the person in the brain, can prevent logical thoughts, will make you impulsive. So, learning is not very much complete. Learning means learning potential, not complete here. Still, we have to get the brain development more and more to adapt to learning and to have more intelligence. Hence, it is important to provide adolescents a conducive and encouraging learning environment so that they can learn quickly. So, learning environment to nurture and develop the thinking and to develop the emotional skills. And the teachers are the only persons who can employ strategies to use the emotions as an aid for learning rather than hindrance. The emotions stands as a barrier to learning sometimes, but the teacher should guide it. And they should take these emotions of the adolescents guided towards better learning. So learning happens through concrete experiences or after symbolic learning. As the adolescent engages in complex learning activities, it leads to increasing neural network of the brain, enhancing gray matter. So the gray matter in the brain, the more you have a gray matter, that's the neural work indicating the more learning, more intelligence you will be having. Thus, learning opportunity needs to include more concrete experiential learning. That means gradually this can lead to abstract learning and stronger learning in adolescents. So the teachers can employ strategies to make the neural network expanding. But the focus now needs on the lifelong learning for adolescents. There are all-round development. And in the case, Howard Gardner, he had made a theory of multiple intelligence. He told that there is 9 types of intelligence, nine types of intelligence for a holistic being. So the lifelong learning for the adolescent can be divided into 9 types of multiple ways, like 9 types, but he has given 8 types in the picture. You'll find in the book. So the first is visual smartness or visual smart. So smart means your intellectual ability. Smartness refers to intellectual ability. So visually smart, musically smart, bodily or kinesthetically smart, interpersonally smart, verbal linguistic smart, logical smart, logical mathematical smart, or you can say mathematically smart, naturalistic smart, self smart, all these 8 types. So now you see visual smartness, you know how visually you are competent. Musical smartness, musically how are proficient. Bodily kinesthetic, body movement. Interpersonal, how are interactive. Verbal, linguistic, how verbally you are strong or transmittive, and logical, mathematical, how mathematically you are strong, naturalistic, how much natural lover you are, you are having clarity over the natures, plant and animals, spell smart, how much you are having a positive mind, how much you are having your own assessment, and lastly, at the ninth type, how are included existential intelligence. That is how you are talking on your meaning in one's life. How to talk about our life, what the meaning in life, type of philosophical things, how the meaning of life. That is existential intelligence. So Gardner told that all these things indicates that you should have knowledge on everything. And here the teachers, they should motivate, they should train the students to develop knowledge in all these fields. So all the 9 types multiple intelligence that should develop. Like Gardner, another fellow like hierarchic theory, the man by Sternberg. Sternberg, he proposed a hierarchic theory, and the hierarchic theory indicates there are 3 types of intelligence. One analytical, that is ability to analyze and solve problems. Then creative, that is to innovate and having new ideas. And practical, that is to deal with situational problems and make a good decision. So Sternberg told that the 3 types should be there in students so that they can have the intelligence more developed. So they must be analytical, where they have a critical thinking, they also develop critical thinking, they should develop problem thinking, solving, they should be creative, new ideas, new thoughts, innovative ideas, or they should be imaginative, and practical, that is applying common sense. So all these things. So therefore Sternberg told that intelligence can be taught. The teacher should teach intelligence. How can they do? So the barriers in teaching intelligence are the lack of motivation. So the students have to be motivated. Lack of perseverance. They should continue. They should have patience. Fear of failure. The fear of failure should not be. The failure is always a type of training. Never should be having fear of failure. So the procrastination and the lack of impulse control, all these should be controlled. These barriers should be controlled. Therefore, then only intelligence can be developed. And lastly, I told you the last mantra, think well. So I'm going to think well. So thinking well is critical thinking, the creativity and problem solving. Thinking and problem solving, they are two more aspects of adolescent cognitive development. So thinking and problem solving, so they are actually very relevant also. Adolescent is a stage where adolescents want to try new things. They want to explore things, they have to venture. So exploring, and they are exploring, they are very energetic, and they have to be taught to be reality integrated. They should be rational, they should be critical, they should be problem oriented. So the thinking and problem solving can be promoted by these 7 ways. Number 1, relate classroom learning to real life example. So teachers, you are our teachers and should know how to promote thinking in them. Relate classroom learning to real life examples. Have brainstorming sessions. How to approach the problem with alternatives. Thirdly, assign topics for discussion in small groups, which have to be presented before others, before the entire class. Fourthly, encourage questioning and participation. Fifthly, organize a weekly debate on national issues. Sixthly, help students to reason, and engage in evidence-based thinking. So they must reason out, means they must do evidence-based thinking. Lastly, facilitate out-of-box thinking. So they are thinking about thinking, more than thinking. So there is cultural influence in physical and cognitive development. And you know that the cultural development is very important, and culture is having is including a lot of demographic factors like gender, social factors, economic condition, tradition, parental expectations, child rearing practice, cultural beliefs, values, all these things, they all affect the development and experience. Socialization, including parenting, social influence, they influence thinking. Similarly, environment, the input from the environment and opportunity in the environment, they affect the physical and cognitive development. Similarly, language as a potential is a cultural tool that affects intellectual ability and problem solving. Lastly, parenting style, that also influences how the parent-child relationship will develop, how the acquisition of thinking will develop, or thinking patterns relating to others. That is developing through parenting style, regulating emotion, impulse control, belief, all these things. So these are all contributing to thinking process. Braunfeger's another person, he made the ecological theory. He told that development is not independent. It's a dynamic interaction of child with home, school, community, society, and adolescence is a diverse and unique experience influenced by caste, gender, like this, all the demographic factors. So here, let's say that in adolescence, is the independent is influenced by so many factors. So all these impact the physical and cognitive development of the adolescents and have implications for teachers and educators to promote optimal development in the adolescent. Now I come to the problems in the developmental aspects. There are some problems for which development is affected, and here the adolescents is identity forming period, and these adolescents, they're susceptible to peer and media. They are easily they conform to desired body image, and also there's reports of physical flights, worry, loneliness, depression, sexually transmitted disease, oral health problem, alcohol use, all these things. And these things hamper their learning, their academic achievement, and their cognitive abilities. And here there are so many problems which debars them from developmental progress. One is related to body image, secondly, eating pattern, thirdly, substance use, fourthly, risky behavior, fifth, pregnancy issues, as I told you some question examples. Then sixth is sex disease, STD. Seventh is also HIV, AIDS. Eighth is aggression. If there are aggressive behavior, that also affect their learning and thinking. And ninth, antisocial activities. So all these problems, they may lead to disease, they may lead to obesity, they may lead to clinical disorders like eating disorder, substance use, injury, interpersonal violence, rash driving, etc. So here These are the problems which now affects the development of churches. And the teachers here have to take note for that they should make them aware of the socio-emotional problems. They should know the problems faced by the students or adolescents and should show the way how to pass over such problem. So various activities can be undertaken by the teachers to promote their self-awareness, and they should teach them how to how they should know their own emotions and modify that. The adolescents should be taught to be more self-aware. Self-awareness is very important. And here in residential school, there are a lot of measures are being taken to facilitate the physical and cognitive development. In residential school, there are so many. So the residential school is the first home as you consider, because first home is with the parents, but less time they spend with the parents, more time they spend in residential school. So school becomes more relevant, more important than the family environment also. More time spent in residential school than in home. So teachers care, very important. Not only in academic achievement, also other aspects. So are the second parents. The teachers should look after their physical, cognitive, social, and emotional development. And here, lot of educational programs can also be given. So first of all, they must be given health education programs about health awareness. Secondly, they should integrate health awareness to curricular activities. So syllabus, they must give such activities, curricular activities for health awareness. Thirdly, specific time for sports and exercise to be mentioned. Fourthly, motivating for adopting strategies for physical development. Fifth, instilling self-confidence in students, in adolescents, to be easy on body growth. Sixth, opportunity to be given to learn by hand and first-hand experience to be given, to be that opportunity to be given. Seventh, making living meaning-based. Sorry, making learning meaning-based. This means when they're learning, they should learn that the learning is useful. It must be meaning-based. They must learn meaningfully. I mean, whatever they are learning, they should be useful. They should know it. Lastly, encourage diverse views and creativity in adolescents. I mean, adolescents should be encouraged to have alternative views, diverse views, new views, to be innovative, to be creative. And here, the teacher should help them to maximize their potential. They should realize their talent to be good human beings with skill to venture the new world. So thereby, we completed this particular chapter, that is facilitating physical development, cognitive development, and other developments there like learning, thinking, all these things. And also I told you these role of the teachers and how you as teachers can contribute to the development of the adolescents in your school. And as I told you here also one, the residential school is a great, I mean, blessing for the students because they are having more time spent in the school than in home. And in residential school, the teachers, if they are cooperative, caring, then they can develop their personality, they can develop their career, they can develop their self awareness so that they can be ultimately So is it over? Oh, I think the other two chapters, like I had to tell you, psychosocial development and also moral development, but time is gone. We cannot have time for that. So by the way, here I have told you something about psychosocial development and social development. As I told you, it denotes social and personal changes occurring due to cultural factors. So that is social factor. So that I will tell you tomorrow. Any question? So the time is over. So now can discuss for 1-2 minutes if you like. Any question? Or we can just have a walk over like that. So you can be free enough to ask anything. Any question? So my question. So are you all hearing to me, getting idea clearly, or are you clear about my uh, contribution here? I told you the concepts, but factors. Are you all clear?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Who is speaking?
Sir, one thing is there, sir. Actually, it is 2 hours period for 5 days. It has been scheduled, I think so.
Who
Up
are you
to
speaking?
30th.
Your name?
Gati Krishna Patel, sir.
Oh, Gati Krishna, right. Yes, tell me.
Yes, sir. It is scheduled for 5 days, I think so, sir. 25, 26, 27, 29, and 30, I think
आज
so.
काउंसलर की यार
Will you,
No,
ड्यूटी की पता नहीं
no,
कहाँ
it is only
हाँ
I have been given 4 days.
oh, 4 days,
Today,
sir. Okay,
tomorrow,
sir.
25th,
है
26th, then 29,
आपने
30.
चेंज किया है
Okay, sir.
Right?
Sir, sir. Okay,
I am
sir.
given
Sir.
4 days.
Okay.
So I will be happy
हम्म।
to get your feedback.
अरे उनको देख
I
के
will be
रहना
happy
बस
to get
घर
all
वाले
your feedback, whether you have followed or not.
पेपर
So
हो
should I
रहा
continue?
लड़कियों को देख
Any
बोला तो
any
है
opinion?
लाइब्रेरी सर को तो फिर भी एक बार
It is
या
going on
तो है
nicely, sir. Sir, it is quite clear, sir.
Yes, Rajesh, you are here. Gati Krishna, you are from which place?
Odisha itself, sir. Balangir. Sir.
Balangir, good. The Rajesh, where from? Rajesh, not hearing. Sima from which
Sir,
place? Yes, Rajesh, you are the hearing. Rajesh, are you hearing? No. Sima, you are from?
actually, sir, the training is going for Bhopal region. Bhopal region means MP, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. Then from
Oh,
Odisha, sir. So from Odisha, only few people will be there, and rest of the people from Chhattisgarh, all over India, they may as per their this
oh, acha, acha,
recruitment in
acha, acha.
Bhopal region. Sir,
Acha, acha, acha.
sir.
So I didn't know that. Anyway, so anybody like Rekha, Suman, then Sima, all the people are here. I'm reading the names only. If anybody just give any view,
Good evening,
so,
sir.
yes, Sima speaking. How do
Yes, sir.
you think about the way I taught?
Sir, nice, sir. I understood. Not so
Okay,
much, but I understood, sir.
okay, thank you very much.
Thank
So
you, sir.
ordinarily, yes, anything. Rekha will speak.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good
Rekha.
evening,
Rekha,
sir.
Rekha from which place? Are you from Rekha from which place? Which state?
Uh, Sir, I am working in JNV Angul, Odisha.
Oh, Rekha. But where from you are?
I am from Haryana, sir.
Haryana,
My
good.
native place, sir.
Haryana.
Hello.
Ah, good,
Sir,
good.
I am teaching in Odisha, but my native place is Haryana.
Odisha in which school?
Sir, JNV Angul.
Onugul. Oh, very
Yes,
good.
sir. Yes.
Sima, you are in which school? Sima, which school you are? Oh, gone.
Sir, I am from Khargon, sir. JNV Khargon.
Are
MP.
you what? MP?
MP JNV Khargon, sir.
No, but
Near Omkareshwar, sir.
Acha.
Ji, sir.
Okay, good. Gati Krishna, you are from Odisha. I mean, which class school you are?
Sir, I am from Khargon.
Working in JNV Kalahandi, sir.
Working in Khargon. And
Yes, I'm asking Gati Krishna which school he belongs to.
Sir, JNV Kalahandi, sir, Odisha.
Kalahandi. Oh, Balangiri
No,
Kalahandi.
yes, sir.
Oh, acha.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sir, sir.
Suman, are you there?
Yes, sir. I am working here in JNV Jharsuguda, and my native place is Banaras, Varanasi, Kasi.
Oh, good. You are a Kasi person. Oh,
Ji, sir.
you are a blessed one from Kasi. Right. So, anybody else? Okay, I'm very happy to get the opportunity to talk to you. So, as before, earlier, actually, I was taking class of Navodaya's people there in Konark Education Center. I was having a lot of interaction with people from outside also. So today also, I am very happy to get the opportunity to interact with the people. So, should we defer now? Should we talk tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Or any,
From
or
sir.
anything? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Okay, sir.
thank you,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good night, sir. Thank you, sir.
और सुमन क्या है? सुमन? कार्तिक